Hello and welcome to Nature Squad. Today we're going to talk about photosynthesis
and respiration. So let's start with the photosynthesis.
Yes.
The photosynthesis takes place in the plant's chloroplast, and the chloroplast is placed in the cells of the plant.
Yes.
And the photosynthesis basically means that there is generated glucose and that CO2 is transformed to oxygen.
And we have a byproduct which is oxygen. But
Exactly.
let's break it down simple. We have a tree which uses unorganic materials to produce organic materials. So the tree uses the water. It takes the water from the roots and
sun.
the sunlight,
Sunlight.
Exactly.
and then the CO2 from the air. And then it produces it into
Glucose and oxygen.
so
This process, which basically takes place in chloroplasts, can be explained by a simple reaction scheme. This reaction scheme can be summed up by the numbers and figures: 6 H2O plus 6 CO2, and then that becomes C6 H12 O6 plus 6 O2.
seriously? No. Good. Okay, when the plant or the body is performing something which demands energy, some of the energy is lost. And this is that the energy is transformed into heat. So this energy cannot be used by others in the food chain. And we call this the respiration loss. So from each trophic level in the food chain, there's a loss of energy lost into heat.
Respiration is a simple process. Glucose and oxygen are made into carbon dioxide and water, and that's created a lot of heat. There's also created a lot of energy which we use when we are physically active or when plants grow.
Come, I want to show you something.
This is a perfect example of a natural river herd. Ta-da! The river starts from either a lake or a spring, and it always ends up in either a lake or the sea.
And normally a natural river hurdles through the landscape, and inside of the hurdle the water streams very slow and there's fine sediment. But outside of the hurdle the water runs very quickly and it creates almost like a fall.
Sometimes the government regulates the river and changes different purposes in the river. And they often do it because they want to get much more out of the river and different ways. But this can affect the diversity of different animals in the river.
River plants and the diversity of animals tells a lot about the water quality. The different species tells a lot about the condition over a long period. For example, only aerobic animals are present if the oxygen content is constantly high.
Yeah, we have some different kind of animals around the river. We for example have some birds like kingfisher and nightingales and so on. And then we have some fish in the river like salmons and kites. And then we also have some big animals like otter and beavers and some different snakes around the river.
Sometimes when this level of nutrient salt gets too high and water gets polluted, it's important to try and restore the natural process of the stream and the way of the stream. And this is mainly because of the fact that it affects the fish in the water, but also because that if we control the streams so that they don't overflow, we will have more space for farming and yes, agricultural use. Actually, there is an example with Skjern Å, Skjern Stream, in which the salmon living there was affected greatly. Okay.
A niche basically means how animals collect their food. So one niche could be animals scratching food off a stone, and therefore the niche would be a group of animals that collects food from a stone.